Okay, now as you can see, we are in the last step, that is setup end, and over here we have to set the pirouette optimization for this heli. So as soon as you go to setup end, the servo will tilt in one direction. As you can see, it's tilted in one direction, and now what you need to do is pick up the heli from here and tilt it, and rotate it. And as you can see right now, the swash plate is still tilted in this direction as it was initially tilted. In case it is not tilted and it doesn't stay in the same direction, you need to reverse the pirouette optimization. As you can see, I've brought it back to normal and it is still in that direction. In case it is not happening in your case, you need to reverse it, and from status LED blue, which is reversed, you need to go to normal. As you see, the status LED has turned red, and now if I turn my heli, you can see that the swash plate did not remain in the same direction as before. It is gone in the other direction. That means my pirouette optimization is incorrect, and I need to set it to reverse in my case. So I'm going to set it to reverse, move the rudder stick, status LED has gone blue, and as you see, the swash plate is now in one direction, and when I rotate my heli, the swash plate still stays in the same direction, bent in the same direction. So now my pirouette optimization is correct, and I'm going to hit this button, and the flybarless gyro has been set up for your heli. There are last 4 settings in the gyro setup, and these need to be set up on field as per user preference. So these are the 4 parameter modes, and to enter the parameter mode, I'm going to press this button till LED A flashes and then release it. And now I've released it, and now we're in parameter A. In parameter A, basically we can use the trim feature of the gyro. In case your helicopter is moving or drifting to the left, you can apply trim through the gyro. The trim buttons on your transmitter need not be moved. You need to set up the trim through the gyro. So in case your helicopter is moving to the left or drifting to the left in a hover, you can apply trim by moving your aileron stick to the right. As you can see, the aileron is moving to the right and trim is being applied to the right. In case your helicopter is moving backward during a hover, so you need to give forward elevator trim. So you're going to move your elevator forward, and as you see, the elevator is being moved forward. So depends on how your helicopter flies and how much trim do you need. You're going to adjust the trim by moving only the aileron and elevator sticks on your transmitter. After doing so, we're going to move into parameter B. In parameter B, we're going to see the control behavior of the helicopter. Well, this suggests whether you want your helicopter in normal, sport, pro or extreme mode. For beginners, it is suggested to be in normal or sport mode, and if you want to perform 3D or stunts, pro and extreme mode should be selected. And to select this, as you can see right now, the status LED is red, so right now I'm in pro mode. If you want to go into normal mode, you have to move the rudder stick till you get purple, that is normal mode. For sport mode, you can select red, it will flash for sport mode. For pro mode, red LED, solid red LED, and for extreme mode it will flash blue. So as you can see, it is flashing blue, and I have now changed it to extreme mode. I can change it to pro mode back again. I'll move my rudder stick, it goes back to sport mode. Again I'll move, it's gone to purple, and now it's in normal mode. I'm going to set mine to pro mode, that is solid red, and now we're going to go to the next parameter, that is parameter C. Parameter C, basically you set up the swash plate pitching up behavior. When you're in forward flight and you apply elevator, if your helicopter doesn't stay in a and doesn't move in a horizontal climb in a horizontal manner, and if your helicopter is pitching up and down, then you need to increase the settings right here. As you can see right now, it is set to red, solid red, that is medium. If the pitching up and down movement does not stop, you can increase this to blue, flashing blue, that is high, or you can go to very high, that is steady blue. If you set it to very high, even after the pitching stops and it is set to very high, you may want to reduce it, as if you set very high settings on this, the helicopter pitching moment will feel very synthetic, and it won't give you the correct feel for the helicopter. So suggest it as per your preference. I'm going to leave it to medium, and now we're going to move to parameter D, which is the last step. In parameter D, you adjust the tail heading lock gain. The tail heading lock gain and the tail gyro gain in your transmitter determines how hard your tail will stop. As you can see, the status LED right now is showing red. That means I've set this to medium. If your tail is not stopping instantly on leaving the rudder, then you can increase this and it will go to blue, flashing, that is set to high. You can even go to very high. If this is set more than required, the tail will have a bounce on leaving the rudder. That is, it would bounce and then go back to its normal. In case that is happening, then you need to reduce the settings over here. From medium you can go to low, that's flashing red, or very low, that is purple. Now these settings also matter on the servo you use, so the settings will be different for each heli and each servo. I'm going to set mine to medium, and that is steady red. So that's about it for the 4 parameter settings of this gyro. Now as you can see right here, you have 3 dials, 1, 2 and 3. All are set in the middle. Your first dial, that is your cyclic gain. It is the gain required for these cyclic servos. For your initial flight, I suggest you leave all these 3 dials in the center as it is set up by the factory. After your initial flight or your initial hover, you can reduce or increase this gain, the first gain right here of the cyclic gain. If the cyclic gain is too high, the swash plate will keep on wobbling, and if that is happening, you reduce the cyclic gain over here. As for gain 2 and gain 3, which is the cyclic feed forward or your cyclic throws, I suggest you leave it as per the factory settings, that is right in the middle right here. Even for the dial 3, that is tail dynamic, which is also a type of gain for the tail, which I also suggest you leave it to the middle. These 2 gains you can leave it to the middle, whereas your first gain, number 1 dial over here, is your cyclic gain. You would need to reduce it or increase it depending on how much gain you require and where do you get the wobble. If you start getting the wobble, please reduce the cyclic gain, which is right here. And that's about it for the gyro setup.